Hi people, welcome to another video. In this one, I have been just yearning to reread a series. And you know what makes that even better? The last book in the series comes out in literally, I think it's about a little more than a week at this point. And I am so very excited. It comes out February 10th. And this is the last book in the Longing for Home series by Sarah M. Eden. And I've been waiting for this book for so long. So in honor of this momentous occasion, I have gotten not all of the books, but quite a few of them in a physical form. I own these two, Longing for Home, Hope Springs, and then I checked out these three from the library, which is My Dearest Love, Long Journey Home, and Choices of the Heart. So I think I have 5 of the 6 books. Let me recount this. All right, so I just checked. I have 5 of the 7 books here. I'm missing 2, but those 2 I can get as a physical form, and I think maybe as an audiobook. I think some of these I can get as an audiobook, but I also discovered that a lot of them are on Kindle Unlimited, so I can read a bunch of them that way, which I might end up doing, but I have a bunch of them as a physical form, so I have a choice of which ones I want to read either way, because I just want to make it easier for myself. So today is January 30th, and I want to read all of these books before the next book comes out, which is on February 10th, and then I want to read that book before Valentine's Day, so I can read this as my Valentine's Day video for the year, because this is a series that I absolutely love and adore. I've been waiting for the last book for so long. If people don't know who Sarah M. Eden is, she has written quite a lot of books. I think back here, you can't really see it in the frame, but this shelf right here is all Sarah M. Eden, and then the next one over is all Sarah M. Eden. And she owns even more books that I don't own. Like, I don't own this whole series. I only own the first 2. Do I want to own them all? Yes. Am I really tempted to buy the box set when it comes out? Also, yes. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. She's a really prolific author, and she writes typically romances. I think all of her books are romances or have a romance element in them, and my favorite ones that she's written are Regency. I'm pretty sure like in this genre they build them as sweet, clean romances, but I just think of them as Regency romances because they're my favorite kind of books to read. So I love her Regency romances. I've read all of them that have come out, and this is the Longing for Home series, which is a more Western series. So it's set in a small town in Nevada, I think. Wyoming, I was right. It might be technically in any of those other states because it's set in Wyoming territory. So it's set when like people are still kind of going across the country. I think trains are a thing at this point. And there's this town which has half English settlers and half Irish settlers. And there's a big feud. And so there's like literally 2 roads like this. One lives all the English and the other one lives all the Irish. And both of them hate each other, and both of them like make the life just terrible for them to live. And at the very tippy tip point of the road right here lives Joseph, 90% sure. Oh, I just started opening this and I'm so excited to read this. Finbar. I'm so excited. The last book is Finbar's book. Anyway, yeah, Joseph Archer, he lives at this house that's the fork of the road. And so he kind of has to live this line of not being too partial to one side or the other. So Katie, she's moving from where she was living before. She's moving from there to here because there is a posting for a governess, basically like a housekeeper, to take care of the house and take care of his children. And so she comes to take this job and he's like, you can't work here, sorry. And so it follows like all of the things surrounding that sort of a thing. And this one is really fun because you get her book specifically is kind of 2 books. So you get to learn Katie's story through 2 books. And it's so much fun because all the rest of them, you don't really get to see that. They just get one single book. That's like its own self-enclosed story. Like you can read just those 2 books and you get really good and satisfying conclusion to the story. But the rest of it opens up and you get to meet the family, and there's like a found family aspect, and then like obviously real family. And then you just get to like see the characters as they grow up. So the last book follows 2 characters that I'm not going to say their names because that's like a spoiler for the entire series, but it follows these 2 characters and I'm just so excited. So the last book that's come out in this series is Choices of the Heart, and this is just a novella, but I read this and I actually got my reaction to it when I was reading it, and I was bawling my eyes out just reading this because I didn't really care about the romance that was like the forefront of this book. I cared so much about seeing these 2 characters and just seeing them interact again after all this time. I'm so excited because I get the next book so soon. I'm kind of debating on whether I'm going to buy the book physically because I have a thing that I'm going to later in February where I might be able to buy a bunch of books, and kind of my rule for myself is I can buy a bunch of books secondhand, or I can buy like 1 physical book that's in like full price a month because it's about the same amount of money. So I'm kind of debating whether I want to buy my physical full price book like this soon in the month. I don't know if I want to like save it for later in the month, so I might not buy it straight out because I know it is on Kindle Unlimited. It's coming out on Kindle Unlimited, which would also make it easier to get my hands on and read it because I can just read it like literally on midnight that day, which would be That would be revolutionary. I'm crying thinking about reading this book. I'm so excited. So anyway, I'm gonna read these books and show just my reaction to rereading them. I think some of these books I have never reread before. I have reread Longing for Home and Hope Springs, but I haven't reread the rest of the series. So it's gonna be interesting to reread them because some of these books are my favorites in the world and some of them are my least favorite. So the first one I'm gonna pick up is My Dearest Love, which is a novella which kind of starts off the entire series. It focused on characters that you meet in the series and they're already established as a couple. And I think I read this for the first time, I think after I'd read all the other books that were already out. So I've never read this series chronologically in order before, so we're gonna read this one first. I'm literally like 3 pages in and I'm already crying over this book because I have seen all of the characters again and this is like, they're going through hard things, but like, this is like back when they're all happy. Like this is primarily a really happy book series, but these characters go through everything under the sun. They have hard things that happen to them because they're settlers in the Wild West, so like bad things happen to them. But it's just like so hard to read. Just all the family here. I love these people with my whole heart. I just want them to be happy, and it's really hard to read them all together because I can't even say anymore. Should I just do a full spoiler video? No, because I want people to watch these. This is not a spoiler video. I feel like this is her series where she's just like, so I have your heart in my hands and let's just squeeze it a little bit and then tear it out of its place where it's supposed to be and then I'll put it back later, but right now you're just gonna be in a lot of pain. So mean. It's so funny, I'm crying. And my brother's playing Heart and Soul on the piano. It just seems such the wrong song to be at this moment. So, to understand this is kind of like the origin story to them getting to the valley, this place where they live. 2 of the books in this series are called Valley of Dreams and Longing for Home. At the end, this is like the last paragraph of the book. It doesn't really spoil anything. The father's telling to the youngest son, Finbar, love Finbar. Finbar's like, tell me the story, Dad. He says, far away beyond the very ends of what we know and where we've been lies a wide valley. There's land enough for dozens of families, Doc continued. A few have been chosen to come dig canals and begin the work of planting, to lay down roads and build bridges. This valley, so filled with promise and potential, sits empty and waiting, longing for us to call it home and fill it with our dreams. And I just cried. She does such a good job with her foreshadowing. I don't know if those 2 books were out by then. Like, including little things that you realize later are important. And rereading this, I was like, my friends, they're happy. But I know it's coming. The series is so good. It's like heart-wrenching in the best way, and I love it so much. Anyway, my opinion of this book just increased dramatically from when I read it the first time, because when I read it the first time I didn't like care that much. I don't know why, because before I think I would have rated it like 3 stars. Now it's like a 4.75 maybe, just for like the amount that it foreshadows the entire series. It does such a good job. This was written after I think the first 2 or 3 books, so she probably includes like the foreshadowing to those books and then also a little bit for later books. I'm so glad I read this one first. It was important. Okay, now to the next book. Longing for Home. Oh, this is gonna be so painful. I love these books so much, but they're so painful. This one's really long. I think it might be one of the longest books she's written. Yeah, it's 389 pages. And then the next book I think is probably about the same. Yeah, 386 pages. So together, this is the story of the first person. It's about 800 pages. I'm so excited. Ugh. Okay, let's go. Longing for Home. Oh, this is gonna be so painful. I just realized, sorry, tangent. I just realized that I hate this cover so much. Like, I really like this cover. I like Longing for Home. It does really represent, like, what's going on in the series. These covers are fine. I don't love them, but I don't really like romance covers in the first place. I think they're almost always cheesy and dumb, except for a couple that are really pretty. But this cover I hate specifically because the main character guy, his hair is specifically said to be red. like he's a redhead, because they're from Ireland, so they look Irish. And so this guy is a brunette, and he looks Spanish, if anything. It's wrong. I don't like it at all. It's dumb. It's bad cover. But the book is good. Cover's dumb. Also, if you're reading this series, I actually really recommend reading this one maybe in publication order, so like after the first 2 or 3 books, like official books in the series, because it definitely would hit harder once you know the characters. Because this book by itself, like when you don't know the characters, it's not like, obviously you won't cry as much as I did because you don't know the characters. So I recommend reading it a little bit later on, but it was lovely to read in order. I forgot the trauma of this book. I forgot how suspicious she is in the beginning. Ugh, it's so hard rereading this first book. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but it's so hard rereading this first book because I know what happens, and it makes it really, really, really hard to like one of the characters, even though I need to like him later. Because I do like him. He's a good person. But like in this situation, I'm like, dude, chill. Alright, I finished our second book of the video, Longing for Home. I had to refrain from like videoing myself because I knew I would just be crying. Like there would be no difference in my expressions except just me crying, because just so much about this book hits so hard when you know what the characters are going to go through later. And these 2 books are so well interconnected. This is the second book, so like this is kind of like a mini duology, so it has like this and this is like one full complete story, and you can read it and understand like a lot of stuff. And so I kept thinking that stuff that happened in this book happens in this book, in the first one, and it didn't. And so the way that this one ended, I'm like, oh, all that stuff I remember, that hard-hitting sad stuff happens in the next one. Like obviously some stuff happens in the first one, but like it like really the next one does. So I'm excited to keep reading. I was so pleasantly surprised upon doing the reread about just the fact how much I enjoy this still, because sometimes when you reread a series from when you're younger, because I think the last time I read this was at least 4 years ago, you find you don't love it as much as you used to, and I always kind of get worried about that like my favorite books aren't really my favorite books, they're just my favorite books of the time, where they still are my favorite books, and then I get worried about rereading them and like knocking them off their pedestal, you know. But no, this one, like if anything, is being put on a higher pedestal with just like the quality of the writing, and just I am ecstatic to keep reading this. Like as I was reading this, there would like be hints and clues for the book that I'm rereading this all for, and so I just start like almost crying because I'm like, my people. And then I remember that I get to read it like I think from today, it's pretty much a week, so I'm just I'm so excited. Anyway, time for the next heart-rending book in the series. Oh, 5 stars by the way. Time for the next reread. This is Longing for Home, Hope Springs. Oh yeah! And I got this one signed by the author, so it says, "To Rosemary, Hope Springs Eternal, Sarah M. Eden." I forgot about that. I had her sign the books that are like the resolution of the arcs. So I had this one signed. I had Charming Artemis signed. I think I had her sign Seeking Persephone, Forget Me Not, and Echoes of the Sea, or Tides of Time. One of the 2, can't remember. I just remember that she's literally touched this book. Literally touched this book. Like not just read it, not just written it. She's literally touched this book, and anyway, that's a little much for my brain to think about, apparently. I must be tired. Guys, you're getting a literal immediate update after the last one, because I finished that clip of me being like, I finished, let's start reading the next book. I opened up the book, I read the first page, I haven't even turned the page, and I started crying. I am heartbroken because the thing that I have been dreading, it literally happens on the first page of this book. Not dreading as in like not looking, you know what I mean, that like you know a bad thing's happening in the book, and so you're like, I don't want it to happen to these characters that I love so very much. This is gonna be a hard read. This is gonna be a really, really hard read. I thought I was just gonna end this clip and then like not show you anything more, but for like a day or 2 until I was like halfway through the book. No, you're getting a full reading clip right now. So sorry. More content, whatever shall we do? Painful it is. Why is this book so hard to read? Even though I know how it Alright guys, so earlier you saw me. I don't actually know if I'm gonna include that clip. I'm kind of self-conscious about myself exercising, so I don't know if I'll include that, but I was like stretching and finishing reading this book, and guys, I was bawling my eyes out. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming, and yet I still cried. Still cried. Like a baby. So good, 5 stars. So good. I'm so glad that the story is like staying up with my expectations. It is so good. So anyway, I finished this book. Since I'm rating the covers, rating the covers, this is better than the first cover and the second cover. Right now this is top. That's my ranking so far. All right, and then I picked up Love Remains, which astute viewers might know I did not have this book physically. Literally earlier today, I was reading it on my Kindle app on my phone since I don't have a Kindle. I was reading it on my phone, so I was like, I can't film myself reading this. I don't have a physical copy. I was like, I could get like my iPad out, and I could like read it on the Kindle app, and then you could get my reactions that way, but then it looks weird because I'm reading on my tablet. I don't know. But then I went to the library today after I did all my other errands. I also went to DI and I got the sweater, and I immediately put it on when I got home, and I love it very much. It's so soft and cute, and it's just the perfect color. But anyway, I went to the library and I was like, I'll just see if they have the last 2 books in the series, because I literally just needed 2 books in the series, and they did. They had the book I was reading, Love Remains, and then they have Valley of Dreams, which I think this is the second to last book in the series. So I literally picked this book up like, I don't even know, halfway through the day today. It was like around 12 o'clock-ish, and I have read, I think it's like 200 pages now. I'm on page 202, so I'm about halfway through this book already. Crazy. I have been just binging these basically. This is also one of the books that I read that actually, when I looked on Goodreads, it said that I rated it 5 stars when I read it last time, but I remember thinking of it as like a 3-star. Like, I didn't enjoy it as much, but I'm thoroughly enjoying it this reread. Like, it is lovely. It's wonderful. Like, Sarah Emmeden, she has just the most beautiful, magical way of tying everything together. Like, these little inconsequential details that you think, oh, not really important. They're important. They come back later, and she like ties things together so well, and it doesn't feel pedantic. Her art is perfected. Her craft is so good. I'm so enjoying this, and I didn't realize just how much of Finbar's story is just through this entire story, basically, because I remember in the later books that they like bring him up, but I didn't realize how much he's tied to this one. Like, he's just in a lot of it, so I'm so excited to read this book. Like, every time I read this and I'm like, Finbar, oh, I can't know what you're thinking. I'm like, wait, the whole point of this video is that I get to know what he's thinking later. Like, I'm gonna get to see his perspective in less than a week. I'm so excited. Oh, cover ranking of this one? I really like this one. I actually really like this cover. I think this is the one that I remembered really liking. I think I'm just a sucker for a girl who's blonde wearing a white dress with a pink thing, because I think she has literally another cover that's basically exactly this, and I just love it. It's so good. She has a new covers that are coming out. She's like doing new covers of all of them because she does them to like make them all the same, because a lot of these covers were printed, I think, quite a distance of time from each other. Yeah, this is 2017. Crazy, that's almost 10 years ago now. Insane. So like 10 years ago, she's kind of like making them all look the same, because a lot of them have different styles of covers now that were popular back then but not now. But I don't like the new version of this one. I'll put it on the screen. I just don't think it's as pretty as this. Like, this looks so much better than that one. But as I told you, I'm biased to a blonde girl in a white dress with a pink bow. But oh, this one's so good. I'm really liking it. I'm like telling myself I have to go to bed. Like, it is 9:30 right now. I need to get ready for bed. I need to get like all of my stuff done that I need to do. I can't just read this book for the rest of the day, as much as I would love to. I'm so glad that I saved this reread until right before the book comes out, because I know myself. I would have done the entire reread like in January. I was honestly wanting to do this in like December, and I would have been like, I'll read them over the next month or so. I would have binged them in a week, and then I would have just been like waiting, frothing at the bit, just really wanting to get the next book. So procrastination sometimes is the key, just to let you know. I am really interested to see how I enjoy the rest of the series, because I knew going into this reread that I love Longing for Home. I love that little duology. It's so good. It's so tight and well written, but I just don't remember loving the rest of the series as much. But I'm really loving the rest of the series, so I'm really excited to see if my good opinion continues, because I think the book right after this one is my least favorite book, not only in the series but of all of her works. Like, it is my least favorite of all of her books, so I'm interested to see how I feel about it, because thinking about it now, I still have the same opinions I did then, but we'll see. Hi people, I am on my way to get myself a birthday dress, because I didn't tell you that my birthday is actually in the middle of this reading video, so happy birthday to me. I'm finding myself a birthday dress because I just do not have a large variety of dresses that I enjoy wearing. I have like two-ish, three-ish that I like to wear. So I finished
what in the world was the book I was reading called? I don't remember. The third book in the series, the fourth book I've read in the video. And I really liked it, actually. I was crying. I was really enjoying it. I think I realized what feels odd to me in the marketing of these books, because her other series are definitely romances, but this series specifically feels so much more like just a novel, like a novel with a romance in it, where you learn about the characters' pasts and their backstories, and there's like a plot that they're working on, like quite a big plot. Well, not a big plot, but like a larger plot than most romance novels get. So while I'm reading them, I'm thinking of them in terms of the plot, not really of the romance. And so like I enjoy the romance, it makes me happy when they get together, but it doesn't guide the plot for me. I guess I'm also reading these through an interesting lens, where I'm reading this to see where it's going to end up in the end. Like I'm picking up on all the clues for the end of the series, and I'm kind of figuring out my ideas for the end. So that's making it a little bit different. Whereas when I read them just on my own for the first time, I was reading them for the romance specifically, and like I didn't care as much about like the overall plot. It was just like a series that I was reading, because I read them when I was a teenager, and now that I'm a little bit older, I read books slightly differently, which I think is very interesting to see the differences in myself as I read these books. So obviously the books don't change, it's me. Anyway, I did really like this one. I'm trying to decide whether I want to rate it like less than 5 stars, but that feels wrong, because this series kind of just feels like one big 5-star series. We'll see with this next book. As I've told you, it's my least favorite book in the whole series, and I'll give you my reasons why when I get to start reading it again. Happy birthday to me, happy birthday to me, I get to go shopping, happy birthday to me. Alright, I decided I'm going to give you a little update just for fun. I did not, in fact, find a birthday dress, but I did find a bag. You can't even see it in this light, but it is like a crossbody bag, and it has a zipper top. It is literally all the things that I've been wanting. I've been looking for one for such a long time, and now I'm going to immediately move all my junk into this bag. But I wanted one that was bigger so I could fit a book in it, and I just haven't found the right one. Like, it just didn't speak to me. But this one is big, and it's also small. It's like condensed, and it's this nice fabric that I bet I could just throw in the washing machine. So even though it's white, I could throw it in the washing machine, which I'm very excited about. And then it also just looks nice and has so many zippers. I love zippers. They're so much nicer than the flip top tabs, because that doesn't really keep anything in ever. Zippers, lovely. And then it has a nice wide adjustable band, so I can make it as a shoulder bag or a cross the body bag. And it has lots of pockets inside, so I can stick stuff in there. Ecstatic about this, but no dress. Even if I don't have found a dress, I found the bag that I've been wanting. So I say it's a success all around. Hi people. So I didn't even tell you that I started reading Long Journey Home, but this is the 5th book now, I think. Okay, so this is the book, when I read it for the first time, was my least favorite book in the series, but also my least favorite Sarah M. Eden book, just all around in general, because there is an age gap, specifically with the woman being older than the man. And when I read it the first time, for some reason I got it in my silly little head that it was a 14-year age gap, where she was 14 years older than him, but that is so wrong, like beyond wrong. She's 6 years older than him, which I'm not gonna lie, I still don't love, but like that's like totally normal. I don't know why I like had such a opposition to this when I was younger, that I just thought it was the worst thing in the world, and I hated it so much, and I couldn't like the characters or the books or anything at all. I'm really liking this book. Like, I have binged it in one day. I have like maybe 50 pages left. It's not pulling on my heartstrings as much as the other ones, but I am still liking it, and it's not as annoying as it was the first time when I read it, so that's good. I mean, that's great. Anyway, I'm now really close to the end of this book, and I wanted to give you some sort of update while I'm reading it. I'm really liking seeing how the world is progressing. I think I've said this multiple times, but like, it just blows my mind with how well that she creates her worlds. They're so well written, which I guess I shouldn't be shocked. She's my favorite author because I love her stories, and also like her writing is beautiful. I don't know why I'm shocked that I enjoy this book so much, but I do. I really do enjoy it a lot. Oh, I had one more thing to tell you. My sister, I've been trying to get her to read this series, because I'm like, you can read the whole thing in one go, because she, like me, loves to binge read books like in order. So I was like, I have them all in my room right now. You can read them right now if you want to. She's like, nah, I don't really want to. And I came downstairs today and I saw her reading the first book, and she's like, I started reading it, and I was like, oh, good. And so I came out, and when I saw her, she was like maybe this far into it, and when I came out, she was like this far into it, and I was like, where you at? And she's like, I'm almost crying a little bit. I'm like, just wait, girly pop. So I bet when I go back home, she's gonna be bawling her eyes out like I was. We're not done with the book yet, but I think we're far enough in that I can rank the cover. This one has a girl in a green dress. It's like kind of an ugly dress in my opinion. It has like a green hat, green
same dress. It's like an orangey striped top, and then she has like reddish orange hair, and then there's a house in the background because that plays an important part in the book. I think on the scale of covers, this one is better than the My Dearest Love cover, the original My Dearest Love cover, but just barely. Just, they're almost on the same level. It's only just barely better than that one, only because it doesn't misrepresent anything in the book. Hi people, so we are about, what is it today, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, we're about 2-3-ish days away from getting the next book. I am on the finishing stretch. I did end up finishing Long Journey Home, and I did like it. I think I ended up reading it like 4.75 stars. I can't remember exactly. I'll tell the final ratings later. And then I started reading Valley of Dreams, and I have made it I'm actually farther along than this. I was reading some of it on my Kindle this morning. I have literally 1 chapter left in the book, and I figured I should probably tell you that I'm reading the book before I completely finish the book. Oh yeah, I have less than 5 pages left in this book. I was giggling, guys. I was giggling the entire beginning of this book because it was so funny. This one has really good banter in it, and I actually love this cover. Let's just rate this cover also. I think this one might be one of, if not my favorite of all the covers. I think it's just so fun. I love the action that's going on. I like the fact that it doesn't feel posed as much as some of the other ones do. Love this cover. The new cover is not very good, and I don't like it. This cover's better. It is superior. Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna finish this book in literally like 3 seconds, and I think I'll probably rate it, if not 5 stars, 4.75 stars, because I did also really like this book. And then the very last one I have to read before the new one is Choices of the Heart. This one's very short. It's a novella. I honestly think I might finish it today if I end up deciding that I want to read some today. And I am very excited because I love this book. I remember reading it the first time and not really caring about the love story, but now that I've reread the series, I know like the people. Sorry, my phone reached the 3-minute mark of recording and for some reason just decided that it was done and it didn't want to do it anymore. Don't know why I got that opinion. It's a wrong opinion. It should keep recording, but whatever, we deal with it. So now that I've reread this series, I know the character that is the person, like the main character of this book, and so I'm actually way more invested now in like the actual main plot of this book and not just like the tangential side plot that's important for the very last book in the series. That is what I've been doing the last couple days. I also woke up this morning feeling so horribly sick. I'm feeling totally fine when I lay down. Like it's one of those weird things where it like hurts your sinuses or something. And I was laying down for like the majority of the day and I just sat up to film this. And now I'm feeling bad again. And I'm really not happy about it because tomorrow's my birthday. That's inconvenient. But I have been feeling like mostly better besides the fact that like I'm feeling bad. So if I wake up feeling terrible, it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. It's not like this is my 22nd birthday or anything like that. 22. Ooh. So yeah, I'm gonna get to finishing these 2 books and then I'll get back to you. I don't know if I'm gonna film it because as I told you, I'm feeling terrible, but we will film the last book at the very least. But anyway, we're really close. We're so close to the end and I'm very proud of myself. Hi. We have like T-4 hours until the book's released. Technically, I don't know if I can read it on Kindle at midnight. I just finished the very last one in the series. As you can tell, I'm bawling my eyes out like I was last time I read this book. I thought maybe it wouldn't affect me as much because I just read the whole series and I already knew what happened. No, it didn't affect me as much, but like still tears. Oh, I'm so excited to read the last book though. I don't know how I'm gonna get it though because I don't know if they're selling it at my store. If not, I'll read it on my Kindle. You guys know what time it is. Home to me time. And yes, I am reading this on the Kindle app on my iPad. It's so big. It's so ridiculously big. Normally I do it on my phone, but you're my phone. All right, how am I gonna rank this cover? You know, when I just kind of saw it by itself, I kind of hated it. But now that I'm seeing it closer, I kind of really adore it, actually. I really like how, you know what, I might have to re-say what I was thinking because it's a very bad Photoshop job. I could have done a better job. But I like the concept. I like the concept. I like the 2 people, actually. It's not a horrible pose. And I like the background. This one can kind of go mid-list. All right. I'm stalling. I'm stalling because I'm so excited. I can't believe that I get to read this. This one is a lot shorter than the other ones. I think the first couple books are like 400 pages, and this one's only 279 pages. So it's much shorter. I think because a lot of their story has been put in the earlier books. I'm actually just stalling at this point because I'm so scared. I'm so scared. I'm always worried when I start a new Sarah M. Eden book that it's not going to be as good. It's not going to hit me as hard as the other ones. It always does. I always love them, but I'm always worried, and for literally no reason, because they're always bangers. They're always good. Okay, stop stalling. This book is gonna hit so hard, isn't it? I'm crying just thinking about this. I am 2 pages in. How?
I'm crying. Okay, I got this.
I love this so much for so many reasons. If she doesn't write one more book, I was already thinking, like, if she doesn't write one more book, or at least a novella about Ivy, I'm gonna be livid. I'm gonna be up in pitchforks. We've waited so long for this book specifically, and I would wait even longer for an Ivy book because I just love Ivy with my whole heart. Now we have to do this all over again because now I need to read the first chapter in the other perspective, which I'm trying not to tell you who it is because I don't want to spoil it. Because if you want to read this, I want you to read this without spoiling because it's such a good series. Oh, it's a good book. Alright people, I am back from work. I stayed up so late last night reading this book. It was not good. I literally was like, okay, it's midnight. I'm gonna be kind of tired if I don't go to bed right now. Like, I'll still get like a decent amount of rest. And then I was like, I ended on kind of a spot. I should like just read so I know the end of the chapter. And that led to me going to bed at like 1:30 in the morning, and I'm very exhausted now. I saved the rest of it for later, and then after I got out of work, I was like, you know what I could do? I could just read a little bit of the book. Read half of what was left. I really only had like 50 pages left, so I read like 20 pages. Yep, I have about 10 pages left, and I'm devastated actually, so I figured I'd save that to do it with you, because they're doing like important reveals and stuff, so I thought it would be interesting to get my reaction. Although, I have to say, if we don't get another book in the series, I'm going to be literally devastated, because I have ideas. And Miss Eden, I still want another love triangle. And my eyes are so red because I went to bed like after crying over this all night long. And then I went to work, and then I've been allergic to work all day long because I got sick in the middle of all this. And so I thought it was mostly good, and then I went to work yesterday and I was like, oh, probably not good. That's why I'm a little bit flushed. And then I went to work today and I was feeling a little bit better. But I definitely have overdone it a little bit the last couple days. My nose is like so stuffy, and it doesn't help that I've been crying for the past like 24 hours while I've been reading this book, so it's okay. I'm having a lovely time. I have to say, I have already underlined one thing, and I honestly kind of want to go back and underline more because it's so pretty. Hey, excuse me, I underlined that. Oh, I didn't pick a color. Sorry. Love triangle! Love triangle! Please, 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 please. I would love it. I would eat it up. Please. I have like 10 pages left. I know I said that before. Apparently I had 15. I don't want there to be 10 pages left. I knew this was gonna happen, and yet I'm still overjoyed that it has happened. I wish this book was 100 pages longer. This is an official complaint with Sarah and Eden that this book is not 100 pages longer, although I understand why it's not. It doesn't need to be, but I would have loved it. It's so dramatic. Why am I so dramatic? 5 stars. Please give me more. I will wait another 13 years for another book in the series if you just give me another one. Please, 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 please. Well, that was lovely. I don't know how to live my life after finishing this. Alright people, I am back. It has been honestly months since my last clip in this video because I got depressed and then I never finished the video. And then I was like editing it still, and I'm like, well, I do like this video. I don't want to just like get rid of it. So here we go. Ending the video months later. I was planning to get this out before Valentine's Day, and now it is the middle of April. So in conclusion, I finished all the Longing for Home books, and it was so good. I still really desperately want another book in the series. I bet we will get one because she likes to continue series that are popular. So I'm hoping that she does. My final feelings about the series, I was kind of talking about it earlier this video, but the first books, they feel more emotionally deep. They feel less like romance books because it's focused less on just like the straight romance and more on the overarching plot of what's going on in the world. And I really like that about the first two books. I think that's why they're still two of the only 5-star books that I have in the series. So Longing for Home and The Longing for Home Hope Springs. These are both 5 stars. And the rest of them, I think I rated them from like My Dearest Love, 4.75 stars, and then Love Remains, 4.75 stars, Long Journey Home, Valley of Dreams, and then Choices of the Heart, I gave it 4.5 stars. Home to Me, I gave 5 stars on the read. I think a lot of these books, I gave them like 5 stars initially when I read them. So if I ever reread Home for Me, it might drop down to a 4.75 stars. But I still really love this series. As it goes on, they become more like a typical romance book, which is okay. You don't want your characters to have horrible amounts of trauma all the time. So it's kind of nice that the rest of the characters can kind of just chill after all the anxiety and stuff that happened to them earlier in the books. I think my final ranking of all the covers, I'll put it on the screen. I know for certain that my highest ranked cover is Valley of Dreams because that one's just amazing. And then the lowest one is probably My Dearest Love or maybe one of the redone covers because I still really hate the redone covers. So in conclusion, Sarah Ameden is wonderful and amazing and you should read her books. Actually, in between filming that last clip and this clip, I got to meet Sarah Ameden again because I met her in person. I got a book signed and stuff. But then I went to StoryCon up in Salt Lake area somewhere at the end of February and it was so cool. I got to be in one of her master classes and I got to see her. It was cool. It was really cool to get to see her again and be like, I'm making a video about your books. That was also really cool, the whole StoryCon. I was gonna make a video about it, but then I got there and my camera like literally died. That's the other reason why I haven't filmed until now. I've had this phone for a while, but my old phone that I was filming on, it the back camera got scratched and then I think it hit the floor one too many times and so it started jittering when it panned with the back camera, and so I could still film with my front camera, but I just didn't feel like it because I couldn't like actually film like a full vlog kind of a thing, which I don't even know if I'm gonna be doing vlogs anymore. I'm kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I have a video concept hopefully that will be out soon. I have an idea. We'll see if I end up doing it anytime soon. I have so much time. I could do this. I just don't. Anyway, I will see you guys whenever I post again, which, you know, it will happen. I promise you. I just don't know when. Thank you for watching. Go read a Sarah Ameden book, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.